Hi, everyone. It's Ray, and time for another project management tip. Today, let's talk about how to plan project budget reserves. To start, reserve planning requires a completed risk analysis. For details on how to do this, you might see our book, Risk Assessment Framework, Successfully Navigating Uncertainty. First, estimate the financial impact for each risk. Then compute the estimated monetary value, which is the product of the likelihood and the impact in dollars or your local currency. While it may have some shortcomings, one of the simplest ways to compute budget contingency reserves is to sum together estimated monetary values for each risk. Now, considering that risks can have both positive and negative consequences, that means that some EMV values should be negative and some are positive. Be sure to look at both the hard dollar impact, the actual costs, and any soft dollar impact, the costs that are challenging to estimate, such as those generated by goodwill or change in reputation. Perhaps a large amount of money is not at stake. Still, the credibility of an organization is at risk, potentially reducing sales by a large but challenging amount to estimate. So while they're not directly added to the reserve, list them in support of the reserve. It may not be unusual for organizations to simply assign a fixed percentage, typically anywhere between 5 to 15, maybe even 25% of the initiative budget for contingency reserves. However, good initiative managers will perform the actual computations and review them to avoid surprises later. Management reserve is not a part of the budget. Instead, it is the amount that management is willing to set aside for the unidentified risks. The estimate is usually determined by a top-down technique, such as a rule of thumb or simply what the budget will allow. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or alternative methods. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon for another project management tip.